Yeah, I always run this exercise every couple months to keep my priorities aligned. And the exercise is simply this. If I had $10 million, what would I do and what would I not do? In other words, what would I change?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then what you're doing is you're clarifying for a minute what's your drivers. In
Yeah.
other words, is my entire life revolving around the fact that I don't have $10 million?
Hmm.
Right? Am I living the fullest? Am I balancing things? Because is it only about money? If it's only about money, it's going to be very, very unhappy. So
Right.
you have to balance. And I'm not saying we all don't have to eat. That's not my point.
Yep.
And I don't say that you get this nice car over that car. But what happens later on in life, you just realize that material things, I've had a lot of really nice cars. Those nice cars are not with me.
Right.
I got to drive them. It was nice. I got the experience, but the reality is I don't care. As long as it goes from point A to point B, again, it's balance of what would I do differently. And I ran that exercise last night because I came home. I was really, really tired. And I just said, you know what would I do and not do?
Hmm.
Right. And that exercise is really, really healthy because you start realizing there's too much I'm putting off because of money, and there's too much I'm clogging my time with because of money. Okay, what would I really, really do? In other words, if money was no object, what would I do? And that's not sit on the beach. That's what would I do with my time?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to feel valuable. But what
Yep.
would I do with my time? NFL players, we were just watching all those players shift around in the league, all based upon money and opportunity, right?
Yep.
But you can tell every one of those guys, and this is the thing that you would agree with, every one of those guys wants to first and foremost at this point in their life, because money really not that big of an object,
Hmm.
is they want to win.